Hello and welcome to Casual Buddhism. I'm your host, Cindy Rasicot, and devoted follower of Venerable Dhammananda Pikani. As you know, Venerable Dhammananda is the first fully ordained Theravada nun in Thailand. And today we have with us Sameneri Upalvanna, and she is going to be asking some questions related to some personal issues that she's having. So I'm going to let you go ahead, Upalvanna, and you may start to ask your questions.
This is so
Thank you,
good,
Cindy.
so good when Upalvanna that we meet.
Yes, very good to see you on Zoom. And I'm really looking forward to coming to your temple too next month. But today I wanted to talk mainly about mental illness with you, because I've faced this myself for the last almost 18 years. As long as you have been ordained, I've had this. So, in 2003 is when I started my symptoms. And for a long time, I didn't know, because I had not seen anybody with these such symptoms. So it went on up and down for a very long time. And then it was diagnosed 10 years later. And it was interesting when my symptoms started. I was thinking that I recreate the drama that my father used to do at home when I was little. And I was like, but I didn't like that. I never wanted to be like that. How come I'm doing what he was doing? So it was, I think, in my subconscious mind, I had stored that. And years later, my therapist did tell me that my father had bipolar. So, I was so surprised that I'm storing the hurt like deep inside me, that it comes up and I become just like my father. Or I show his symptoms many years later. So do you think that this is how emotional hurt happens? And this is how it shows up?
Yes, what we can handle this is that whatever problem that we have, if we are very truthful in our practice to know that there is a cause and there is effect. And also in the practice, we are here in the present moment. So in this present moment, it is so joyful that the three of us meet, and actually have to be very thankful to this Zoom to allow us to be here together. Imagine Cindy is in United States and Upalvanna is in Hyderabad, or I don't know which part of India you are now.
I'm in Shravasti. I'm in Shravasti.
Shravasti.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you are in Shravasti. That is even very good, because the Buddha actually spent 25 vasas in Shravasti. So you are in the such full of good vibration, and here we are in Thailand. And imagine the three of us could be together, talking together, spending the very same time together. So if Upalvanna, if you practice often, be in the present, be fully in the present. This present moment is joyful, Does not matter about your father who had bipolar long time ago. And this swing of bipolar is actually seeking for momentum. Yes? Swing is to seek for momentum. You look at the clock, the old clock, it swings back and forth. The pendulum swings like this, But when you stop winding it, it comes to that moment when it is still. So stop winding it. Stop winding the clock. Stop pushing yourself, so to say. Stop pushing yourself. When you stop pushing yourself, then you will find that moment when you are anchored properly. So the practice is this, to be in this present moment, to be joyful that we are breathing, and allow this breathing in and out to always be with us, to realize at the same time, realize also that this breathing is also dependent. The swing is also dependent. It depends on the left and the right? So the breathing is dependent. Breathing in depends on the breathing out. breathing out depend on the breathing in. And because it is depending, it has this dependent nature. The Buddha already said that which has dependent nature has no real existence, has no real power. Yes, so when you understand this in your practice, you come to this, realize this, you will stop swinging. Bipolar is swinging from left to right. So understand this, understand the teaching of the Buddha with complete faith in the Buddha, complete respect to the Buddha, be in this present moment. And I am sure that the swinging will slow down and eventually stop. Yes, Upalvanna,
Yes, sure. It has slowed down a lot with my Vipassana practice that I have been doing since 2015. So yes, practice, Vipassana has actually helped me with this understanding and wisdom. Otherwise, I would have not known,
Yes.
So yeah, and I have also been able to help my own children because they suffered as well, when I was separating from my husband. My younger one started having panic attacks, which we didn't realize it was panic attacks at that time.
So,
then he had a very big one when he was in college. So I was able to help them as well because I was able to talk to them about it. And, we did our forgiveness and, discuss and talk about hurts, because I told I was hurt when I was little. So I ended up hurting you, so I don't want this cycle to go on, and let's work together to heal. And I know the practice helps. So yeah,
so
I've been very lucky to find.
Yeah, Upalvanna, I think you are on the right track. You are on the right track. And I really believe, let us make some scientific proof, because Upalvanna herself, she's a PhD in molecular biology. That's a big subject for me. Yes, molecular. Yes, so that's a big subject. So we are proving. Let's do research, but this time it's going to be spiritual research that we are going to find out whether the Buddha's teaching can be applied. Yes. So I think we have to be thankful for Cindy for allowing this space so that Upalvanna can have some kind of guidance so that she can put into practice. She has been doing it. But I think during this time.
I'm doing research on the mind right now. So yes. And how our mind works.
I think it's very beautiful, Upalvanna, the way you know yourself and have traced your own suffering. Thank you. And so I think that I was identifying because, when we're upset or when we have something difficult happen in our lives, we get anxious. And like Venerable Dhammananda said, we swing back and forth. So we're all learning. We're all in this process of learning how to come back to our center, how to come back to our breath. And I did work in the mental health field for a long time as a psychologist. And one thing that I don't like about labeling ourselves or labeling oneself bipolar or chronically depressed is, I love what Venerable Dhammananda is saying, because it makes room to free ourselves from that diagnosis, if you will, and the stigma, and to come back to our natural goodness, which I think everyone has. And the Buddha is laying out this process for us to heal ourselves, which for me personally is very valuable because I struggle in my life with depression. So I love the idea of living proof that we are practicing. And anyway, I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, it's wonderful that, when we suffer, then we are aware of Buddha's first noble truth, dukkha satcham. And of course, we need to go further. but we are at least aware of the first noble truth, that suffering is the truth, is the first noble truth. So I think this is where I feel that I'm empowered. I know that this is not my personal suffering. Everybody has suffering because Buddha has said so, and I've seen it around. So that's where I feel a little empowered, and that Dhamma can help me because it has already helped a lot. So yeah. And of course, going to the second noble truth is a little bit more difficult. And I'll ask Venerable Dhammananda about the second noble truth and how to get there, and how to erase or how to get over suffering, go beyond suffering.
To go beyond suffering is actually to realize that there is no suffering. There is no real suffering because there is no self to actually experience the suffering. Yes. So meanwhile, while you're waiting for your visa, keep practicing, keep coming back to your breathing, keep, trying to anchor yourself so that to realize that actually there is no swing. There is no swing. There is no swing to left and right. I am sure that with your life, your experience, very rich experience, you can be of benefit to sentient beings.
Mm.
Sure. Yeah, that's so wonderful. That's so wonderful to hear that there is, because, sometimes I sit and watch my own movie and it's really interesting. Then I'm not so attached to it. So I'm like, oh, this is my movie. I'm just going to watch it.
Yes.
That we all have our movies that we are watching, and then giving so much importance to this happened to me, that happened to me, Yeah.
So I think we have some beautiful progress in seeing how Buddhist practice can help overcome mental suffering. Do you have any more questions, Upalvanna?
Now, right now,
I think this looks like a good.
We'll keep practicing now.
Okay.
Upalvanna will keep practicing.
Yes,
And we,
this is a good time to stop.
Yes, and on our side, we will keep doing our chanting, sending you the kusala, the wholesome vibration, so that Upalvanna will have no problem getting to us.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much for this enlightening session. And we will see you next week for another episode of Casual Buddhism. If you have any comments or questions, you can contact me at cindyrasicot.com. Thank you so much. Sadhu. Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you on. You've been through a lot, so I think you're headed in the right direction.
Thank you, Cindy.
Yes, very good to meet you.
Thank you for having me. It's lovely to meet you over Zoom.
It was lovely to meet you, and good luck. You'll make it to Thailand. I did. In spite of all the obstacles, You'll make it.
Yes.
And you will enjoy your time there. Sadhu.